Hey everybody, Rudy here from the Home Improvement Channel with another video helping you fix things around the house. In this video, I'm going to be taking down this light fixture and replacing it with a ceiling fan. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that the ceiling fan could be wired depending on your application. And I'm also going to show you a couple of different brackets that the ceiling fans could use. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to do is take down the existing light fixture. You might have something different in your situation. You might already have a ceiling fan here, or you might just have a box in the ceiling. But a lot of times you might have a light fixture like I do. Usually on this style there's a couple of screws right here. You don't need to loosen them all the way. Just loose enough to give the light fixture a twist, and then it'll come out through the elongated holes at the end. Just like so. Now what I usually do is I usually pull the power wires straight out here so I can see what we got. And what we have here is we have a black and a red. That's because we're on a 2-gang switch like this one. One is going to be for the fan light and one is going to be for the fan motor. This box in the ceiling is already pre-wired for that. The reason that these are twisted together like this is because I have a light fixture and either switch will turn the light on. So I'm going to run the fan the same way, because there's a remote control built into the fan. Alright, but say, well, by the way, before you take this loose, check for the power. Make sure the power's off. Alright, so like I said before, with the remote control to the fan, you can tie these two together and you separate your light and your fan with the remote control, and either switch on the wall will turn it on and off. If you don't have a remote control and you're using a pull chain style, you're going to want to hook the red to the light. It's usually a blue wire on the fan, and your black to your black wire, which is the fan motor. And this one here is just your neutral, which is equivalent to your ground. All right, so that's about the synopsis on the wires. So I'm just taking down the original bracket for the light fixture here. And another thing that you want to keep in mind is make sure you have the right box in the ceiling to support a fan. I have another video, if you look through my videos, that shows me changing out an ordinary light fixture box with a fan retro box, and that's what this is here. This is a fan retro box that expands between the trusses, you know, on the house, and it bites into the wood. A regular plastic nail-in box is not strong enough, so don't attach your fan to one of those. So usually what I do before I install a fan, and this is just me personally, is I like to take the fan completely out of the box, every last part, and spread it on the floor like this, so that I can see exactly where everything is and what everything is. That's just my preference to do it that way. Of course, you don't have to do it that way, but to me it organizes things a little bit so you can see everything. Now this fan comes with a plate like this that's going to go to the ceiling. Alright, so the hole in the middle is for the wires, and just install that. Alright, your fan might be different, but this one has these 4 screws around it. So I'm going to loosen those screws until I see exactly what the fan looks like. But every fan is going to have a plate that goes to the ceiling, and usually there's some screws in it. If you stay tuned towards the end of the video, I'll show you a different style of fan that uses a little down rod and a ball to support the fan. So I'll show you what that looks like here, but for now we're just going to install this fan. Okay, so as I expected, I removed 2 of the screws because the other 2 go into these elongated holes here and here. Alright, but we have to hook up the wires first. The older ceiling fans, you had to support this fan with one hand, or have somebody hold it while you're hooking up the wires, but most modern fans have a way to support the fan now. So there you go, you can hang that up and you can single-handedly do the wiring yourself without having to try to hold the fan up, which was ridiculous. Okay, so as I stated before, I twisted these 2 wires together because either switch on the wall will control the fan itself. The remote control is right in here, and this will separate the light from the fan. So just take the black wire and wire nut it into the hot right there. And your white goes to your neutral and the ground. Whenever you put wire nuts on, I like to pull on the wire just to test and make sure it's gripping good. Okay, so just tuck these wires away wherever you can. Make sure that they don't get pinched on the outer edge here when you put the fan together. In any case, no matter what your fan looks like, you don't want any pinched wires in there. Alright, so now we can hang the fan off of these 2 screws. That's it. Put the other 2 screws in. Your fan's going to be a little bit different, but the principles are the same. Alright, so if your fan came with one of these decorative rings like this, don't forget to put this on there before you hook the fan up. Otherwise, it's going to be a whole lot of sadness, and you're going to have to take the fan back down, including the wires, to get this on there. I've made that mistake I don't know how many times. So there's the tip of the day. Don't forget any kind of beauty ring like that. So fans usually come with a block in here for shipping. Remove this stuff. A lot of times they're under the blade and you have to remove the blade screws to get the blocks out. This one is not made that way. There we go. Alright, in this particular case, this fan has got blades that are either silver on one side or they're black on the other. I'm going to put the silver side down. A lot of times there's a fan bracket that's a metal bracket that mounts to this end of the blade, and then you screw it up under here. But this fan doesn't have those. The blades screw directly there. If you have those fan brackets that go here, I would put those on first. Instead, you're going to be putting them on the fan like so, and you're going to be working up against the ceiling right here, trying to get the screws in the blades. If you put the brackets on first and then try to put the blades on. So I put them on together, and then I put the whole thing up at the same time. So this one here is real easy. Just slide the blade through there and screw them on. But yours is probably going to have the brackets. That's how most of them are. I'll show you a picture of one that's got that if you don't know what I mean. Alright, so my light kit has 2 elongated holes and 1 round hole, so that means I can leave 2 of these screws in place. If yours has a light kit, it's probably going to have a plate similar to this that has to attach to the fan to make your light kit work. So I'm just going to attach this. Yours may be different, and it probably will be. So this one just has a plug here that's coming from the fan with some color codes on there. Just make sure you line up your color codes if yours has that, and tuck the wire away, because the light bulb doesn't have a lot of room in there, so it's good if you kind of pull that away. So this has a LED light bulb on it. It looks like this. Hopefully that bulb will last a while, because that doesn't look like something easy to get. But chances are yours won't have that. It'll have just a regular light bulb. Blue to blue and white to white on that. Same thing on this, 2 elongated holes and 1 round hole, so I got to remove 1 screw. There we go. And just install the glass globe. That's it. That's done. We're going to give it a shot. Alright, yeah, these are the brackets I'm talking about right here, that if your blades have that, you're better off to put the screws in first on the ground and then put the brackets in under, you know, where they screw in under the light kit right there. So if you have a remote control, an older style, there's a slot up in here. That's where the remote unit will sit, up in there. And this is the other one that I was talking about. There's a ball right here that this is supported on. This is like the flat bracket that I showed you on the other fan. It just screws to the ceiling the same way, and then it's got a place for this ball in here. When you're wiring this fan up, you can put, there's an open slot on one end. You can't see it, it's on the other side of the ball, or of the bracket. You put the ball in there, and then it holds the fan up for you while you hook up all your wires. So that makes that real easy. So that's just another style fan I just wanted to show you. And this rod here is usually got the ball attached to it on one side, but then you have to screw it into the housing right here. And there's a pin that goes through with a cotter pin, and then it's got some set screws to make sure that doesn't come loose on you and fall on your head. Alright guys, so that's about it. That's kind of a basic installation video on ceiling fans. There's different fans out there, you know, I can't cover all of them. But this gives you an overall idea of how to put up a fan. So if you like this video, click on the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos like this as often as I can. Thanks for watching.